Hello everyone, welcome to your channel that is Civil Engineering Guys. And today we are going to start the STAAD Pro series. And in the STAAD Pro series, we are going to learn all the tools which are uh, helpful to model any project. Okay, to do the model, then to do the analysis and the design in the STAAD Pro. Okay, so when you want to use that software, so first what we have to do, we have to just click on this STAAD Pro 2025 and it is Connect version. So there are two types of version, Connect version and the VATI version. In Connect version, generally most of the industries are using the Connect version for the analysis and design of in steel structure. Uh, we are also practice that we are also uploading that video on the Connect version. Also VATI version is also there. So how to download, how to install that Connect version, STAAD Pro, RCDC, everything that I have already uploaded one video. So just go through that. You will get idea how to log in to Connect version, then how to download and install the STAAD Pro. Okay, so just watch that video, so you will get idea. So now for the using, you just have to click on the icon or shortcut that is STAAD Pro 2025. So once we click on that icon, so we will find such type of screen where we can see the total number of projects that we have did in the particular software, then recent and everything that we will discuss one by one. But when we are opening our software first time in your laptop or PC, so what we have to do, we have to configure it first. Okay, so just click on the configure. So once you click on the configure means what, we are setting the units of our project. Okay, so if you are changing the units in each project, so you have to do that configurations every day. Okay, so now here we are selecting the language. Okay, all three languages are there, that's English, Japanese and Chinese. We are focusing on the English only. Base units means we have to set the units for the length and length and forces. Okay, so if you go with the English, so that length is in feet. Okay, and the forces are in pounds and lbs. But generally we are in India, we are working in the kilonewton and meter, so we are setting the metric units. Okay, globally axis, why we are considering globally axis as a up. Okay, you can consider Z axis also up, but what is global axis, local axis, that we will discuss in upcoming video. And set the background, so just configure it. So once I click on the OK, so my total configurations regarding the units and the setting has been done. Now next step is what, just click on the new. Now we are starting the new project, so just click on the new and just give the name of that project. Now here suppose I'm considering simply, okay, simply supported beam. Okay, let's say one. And then we have to choose the location of that project, means where we want to save that project. So now here I am selecting videos, educational videos, YouTube videos, STAAD Pro training and beam. Okay, this is my folder path where I want to save my video, or I want to save my project. Okay, so or you can change it also. So just click on the browse and in browse you can add that folder. Okay, now I want to save that file in the same folder, so use metric. Okay, and then click on the create. So once I click on the create, so the project will, means that STAAD Pro will start to open my project. Okay, now here my project name is simply supported SSB 1. Okay, you can see that name over here. Similarly, and see, it is a academic license. It is academic license, means I have not purchased this, I am using the student version. Okay, so that's why he's showing the academic license. But if you purchase it, so that academic license will not there. And see, this academic license means this copy we can use only for the study purpose. Okay, so that we need to keep in mind. Then SSB, simply supported beam, so that we have given our file name, and same file name we can see over here. So now we have to model it. So before modeling, as I discussed, what we are doing, we are learning all the tools with the help of some problem statements. Okay, we will take some small problem statements, and from that problem statements we will going to learn the tools which are available in STAAD Pro for the modeling, analysis and design. Okay, so now at the first time, suppose uh, we are using one simply supported beam carrying UDL, and we know that this is the standard case. And also, I have also uploaded one video on the standard case, means how that RA is equals to WL by 2 and RB equals to WL by 2 will come. Then what is the reaction? Okay, how we can calculate the reaction at A point, that is WL by 2, and reaction at B point, it is also WL by 2. Okay, similarly, the maximum bending moment is WL square by 8. Now for this problem statement, what we are doing, we are considering, let's say our load is 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, usually we are considering 10 kilonewton per meter, and let's say span is 4 meter. So as per the load and span, we can calculate support reaction. So support reaction formula at 8 point is what? WL by 2, where W is how much? W is 10, L is 4 divided by 2, so it is 20. You can calculate it, 20 kilonewton. So RB is also 20 kilonewton due to symmetry. Okay, now reaction at A point, or the support shear force at A point is 20 kilonewton, and at B point is also 20 kilonewton. Now then after we can calculate the maximum bending moment, and for this standard case, the formula for maximum bending moment is W square by 8. Now here W is 10, L means span is L square by 8. So when we solve it, okay, it is 16 na? 10 into 16 divided by 8 to 20. Okay, so 20 kilonewton meter. So our shear force is 20 kilonewton at both ends, and the maximum bending moment is also 20 kilonewton. So now we are going to solve this problem in STAAD Pro, and we'll check whether that results are matching or not, or how to check the shear force and bending moment diagram of this particular case. Okay, so now before starting our STAAD Pro, so the first steps, or the initial steps that we keep in mind for the analysis and design. Okay, so what we have to do, the first we have to prepare the model. Okay, in the at the first time we have to prepare the model, means whatever beams, members, columns we are adding, that we need to add. In the second step we have to define, okay, we have to and assign define and assign material properties, define and assign material properties, okay, material property. Then after, in third step, we can define and assign supports. Okay, then fourth, we have to define and assign the loading or the loads. Okay, then fifth, define and assign load combination, okay, as per the IS code. Sixth, we have to go for the analysis. Okay, and then seventh, design parameters. Suppose you want to go for the design, okay, design parameters, and in eighth we have to go for the design. So these are the general steps that we need to keep in mind for uh, analysis and design of any project. So now let's start with this. Okay. So basically, for preparing any model, we have to start with the nodes. Nodes means we have to fix the points. Okay, so here we need to consider the 2 points for the simply supported beam, and if you see here, we are considering simply supported beam. Okay, let's say this is simply supported beam, okay, carrying UDL on entire span. So we are considering this is our first point and this is second point, and whatever point we are considering for this simply supported beam, that point is generally called as a nodes. Okay, so as per the STAAD language, it is node, so it is first node and it is second node. So whatever nodes we have considered over here, so we need to consider the coordinates. Okay, we need to consider the coordinates of that node. Okay, so coordinate is in the form of x, y, and z. So always first coordinate is about x, second is y, and third is z. So we have to decide. And if you see over here, this is the axis, okay, and this is a global axis. Okay, we can say it is a global axis. So now we are in 3D view. So in 3D view, we can consider vertical is y and horizontal is x. Vertical is y, horizontal is x. Okay, so now this is our x, and we have considered this distance is 4 meter. So initially x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0 and z coordinate is 0. So why all coordinates are 0? Because we are considering this first node at the origin. Okay, that's why every time in every project your first node should have the coordinates 0 0 0. Now later on, suppose I want to consider the coordinates of second node. So at the second node, I traveling distance from first node to second node is a 4 meter, means span of beam is 4 meter. So the first coordinate is 4 meter. Second is y is 0 and z is 0, because we are playing in the 2D, not in 3D. So if we are considering 3D, so the x, y and z all coordinates will comes in picture. But now we are in 3D and there is no any up uh, points or upward points to that particular simply supported beam. That's why all other coordinates are 0. So now here we have considered coordinates. So first coordinate is 0, second coordinate is 0, and third coordinate is also 0 for the first node. So here we can see the node x, y, z, and whatever x, y, z coordinates are given over there, that coordinates we have to give in meter. So always while giving the inputs to any software, we have to check the units, means in which units we need to give that inputs. Okay, so now here we require inputs in meter as per the stat. So the first coordinate or the first node having the coordinates 0 0 0. Okay, so how I am adding it? So just press 0, then press tab button, 0 tab button, 0 tab button. So now first ordinate has finished. Now for the second node, my ordinates are 4. Just type 4 from the keyboard, tab, 0 and 0. So if you see here, okay, if you see here, these two nodes we have added. Okay, this is first node and this is second node. So these two nodes we have added. So now suppose I want to add the beam. So as we discussed, the first step is what? To model it. Okay, so to model it, what we have to do? One simply supported beam. Our model is what? One simply supported beam. So now we have to add the beam. So how we can add beam? So just right click. Okay, once you right click, here we can see add beam option is there. So just click on the add beam. Now here we can see the cursor. Okay, we always we have to focus on the cursor also. Okay, so see, initially we are at this cursor. Now this cursor is generally called as a beam cursor. Okay, it is beam cursor. And when I consider this option add beam by considering right click. Okay, so this is my icon. So see, the cursor has been changed. So arrow, and in arrow below that arrow we can see one line and then plus sign. It means it is a beam cursor that we have chosen. So we need to add the beam. So if possible, not necessary, but if possible, always we have to add the beam, every beam in the positive direction. Okay, now in positive direction means what? Generally here, if you see, our coordinates are like this. Okay, this is our x coordinate, y axis, this is x axis, and this is z axis as per this global axis. Okay, now this is our origin and the positive direction is towards right. Okay, if we consider this is our positive x, okay, this is our positive z, okay, and upward is a positive y. Okay, so always when we are adding any beam, so if possible try to add in positive direction. Okay, now to add that beam, what we can do? Just click on the first node. Okay, and then move and click on the second node. Okay, so likewise we can add the beam, and here we can see previously there was no any beam number is there. Now here we can see one beam number. Okay, node A, node B, that indicate the starting and ending point or starting and ending node of that particular beam. Okay, so if consider this one beam, so that one beam having the first node as a starting node and second node as a ending node. Now our model we have prepared. The next step is what? We have to uh, define and assign the properties. So to define and assign the properties, just as so now I want to come out from that command, so just press escape button. Okay, now again we are in the beam cursor. So always we are working in the beam cursor. So now here we have to give the properties. So for that, just click on the property next to the geometry, and in the properties, see, the window has been changed now. So the section, now here we have to add the beam, and we are assuming beam dimension is standard beam dimension, let's say 230. Okay, 230 mm by 450 mm. Okay, 230 mm by 450 mm. That standard beam size we are going to consider here. Okay, now to add that property, what we have to do, just click on the prismatic. Okay, in the prismatic here we can see some points are there like circle, rectangle, T, trapezoidal, all points are there. Now here we are interested in the rectangular section, so just click on the rectangular section. Okay, and in the rectangular section, see, the first we have to give the YD and then ZD. YD is what? YD is vertical distance, okay, and Z is horizontal distance. And generally in every beam we are considering vertical as a depth and horizontal as a width, but that unit is in meter, and we have assumed the dimension in mm, that is 230 mm by 450 mm, correct? So 450 mm, that is depth. So first we have to give the 450, that is 0.45, convert in meter. Similarly, tap button, now the width is 0.23, that is 230 mm. Okay, so we are using concrete material, so yes, the click on the concrete, or you can choose any material. Okay, but now here we are interested in the concrete, so just click on the concrete, then click on the add. Okay, then close it. Now see the properties we have added. Now I want to assign that property to the member. Okay, we have defined it now. So to assign it, what we can do, first select that property, then select the beam to which we want to add that property, and then use this assign to selected beam option. Okay, assign to selected beam option means what? Whatever property we have selected, that should be assigned to the selected beam. Okay, then click on the assign. Okay, yeah, this thing is also most important when we are beginner. So whatever messages are pop up on the screen, okay, so every message we need to read. So what will happen due to that? So your error will be less in the modeling. Okay, because if any errors are there, so we are unable to see the results, so that point is also important. So the message is what? Assign method you have chosen is assigned to selected beam. Do you want to proceed? Yes. I have used it. Yes. So once I click on the S, it means I have assigned that property to the beam, and if we can see R1, that R1 means the first point or the first property that we have assigned to the beam, and here we can see REF. REF is what? It is a reference number of that property, and that reference number is 1. So same property we have assigned over here, that is R1 we have assigned, and the R1 is what? Rectangular beam, that is 0.45 by 0.23 meter dimension. Okay, now now after that, okay, now after that, next step is what? As we discuss, once you assign and define the properties, the next step is what? Define and assign the supports. Okay, so to define and assign supports, just go to the supports. Okay, so initially we can see description, no support. Okay, no support descriptions we can see, means by default no support will be there. Now we have to add the supports, and now here we are considering our simply supported beam. Okay, so for simply supported beam we have to create the support. Okay, simple support. So for that, just click on the create, then go to the pinned. Okay, another method is also there, but now for time being we are considering only the pinned. Okay, it is not exactly pin simply supported. Okay, but now just consider the pin and then click on the add. So once you click on the add, here you can see S2, that is support 2 that we have defined. Now we have to assign it, so that generally that supports we are assigning at the end, or it is at the node. Okay, and if you see the my cursor has been changed. Now we have to assign that supports to the node. That's why the cursor is arrow with one circle below that. That circle is indicate we are in the node cursor. Okay, we are in the node cursor. So to uh, assign that supports to the point, what we have to do, we have to select first node. Okay, see the red mark means first node we have selected, then press control button and select second node. Okay, select second node, but before that we have to select the supports. Okay, so select support first, then first node. By pressing control button, select second node. Okay, and then use assign to selected node option. Okay, assign to selected node option, then click on the assign. Okay, yes, see the support we have assigned. So after the support, next step is what? Loading. If you see here, okay, define properties, supports, loads. Now here we are considering UDL. Okay, so for that load, again click on the loads. Okay, again click on the loads, and now generally what we are considering, okay, generally what we are considering, we are considering the main load like dead load, live load, okay, wind load, earthquake load. These are the main loads, okay, these are the main load. And that main load we can consider, or the software is considering load case, okay, software is considering load case, okay. So we have to define that load case first, and then after whatever load we are applying, that load we need to add below that case, okay. So here we can see the second option is that is load case detail. So just click on that load case detail, then click on the dead load, okay. And here we can see the primary, as we discussed, we are considering main or primary load case. Load cases what? Dead load, live load, wind load, okay, these are the primary loads. And if you see over here in the drop down list, we can see the dead, live, roof, live, wind, seismic edge, means horizontal, seismic, vertical, snow, flood, every type of load we can see over here. But now here we are interested in the dead load. So our first we have to choose the type of load is a dead load, and here we can give the name as per your choice, okay. You can consider DL, you can consider dead load, you can consider anything, okay. That title you can give as per your requirement. So just give the title and then click on the add. So once we click on the add, here we can see the dead load we have added, okay. But under that load, dead load, how much dead load we are applying? That is 10 kilonewton per meter, okay. Dead load is 10 kilonewton per meter. So what we have to do? So that 10 kilonewton per meter load is under dead load. So just click on that dead load, okay. Then again click on the add, okay. And whatever load we are adding, it is a load on total member, load on total member. So that's why select member load, okay, member load. And under that member load we are applying uniform force, okay, uniform force or uniform distributed load. So just click on the uniform distributed load. We can see the symbol of that uniformly distributed load, and then just give the intensity. Now here I am giving the minus 10 kilonewton per meter. Why minus? Because as we discussed, our y-axis is positive upward, okay. Our y-axis is positive upward, and now here I want to apply that load downward. So if I want to add that load downward, so we should keep that load is in negative, okay. So it should be minus 10. D1, D2, D3, that we will discuss later on. And I want to add that load globally in y direction, okay. So just consider GY and then click on the add. So once you click on the add, here we can see the question mark uni GY minus 10 kilonewton per meter load that we have added, okay. The question mark indicate we have just added that load, but we have not, means we have defined it, okay. We have not assigned that load to the any member. So to assign it, what we have to do? We have to first select that load, then select the member, okay, and then click on the assign to selected beams, okay, and then click on the assign. So once we click on the assign, here you can see we have added that load, okay. So everything that we have completed, see, okay. As per these steps, material properties, supports, loads, a load combination that comes in picture when we are using two or more loads. Now here we have used only one dead load, so no need to go for the load combination, okay. The next step is analysis. But in STAAD, generally when before the analysis, we have to give the perform analysis command, means we have to give the command to the software, so that software is analyzed, a software will analyze that model. So to give the perform analysis, just go to the analyze and design, okay. In the analyze and design, just click on the analysis command, and in the analysis command, see analysis perform command that we are giving, and then click on the add. So here we can see the perform analysis, means we have given perform analysis command to the software, okay. Then after close it, and now I want to run it. So for run, again just click on the run, okay. Yes, so now it is starting to run. So once that particular model has run, so you will see such type of window. So it shows your what is the result under the process. And once the analysis is done, here we can see the 0 error, 1 warning, and 2 notes, okay. So basically warning is accepted, okay, means you can see the results if warnings are there, but if any error is there, so it's very difficult to see, means we are unable to see the results, okay. So your error should be 0, Warning can be acceptable because it's depend on the models that we are preparing. But yes, some warnings we can ignore, but some warnings we have to solve in the STAAD Pro. So which warning we have to solve, which warning we need to uh, ignore, that we will discuss slowly. Okay, now I want to see the result. To see that result, just go to the post processing mode and click on the done. So once you click on the done, the initially he will say us the result setup means you how you want to see the results. Okay, yes, I want to see the results for the dead load, apply and okay. So once we click on the apply and okay, every first time we can see the displacement of that particular beam. Okay, but now here we are interested in the shear forces and bending moment, how to calculate the deflection and how to check that deflection, whether beam is safe or not for the deflection, that we will see in the upcoming videos. Okay, but for that you have to uh, subscribe and uh, like this channel, so you will get the notification. Now I want to see the results. So here we are interested in the bending moment and shear force. To see that bending moment and shear force, you can directly click on MZ. So if I click on the MZ, here we can see the bending moment. See the bending moment. Okay, this is bending moment and bending moment about shear. Shear force also we can see. Okay, this is shear force. Okay, this is shear force. Now we want to see the diagrams as well as values. So what we can do, so for that just go to the layout, just go to the in beam results, so just go to the graphs. So if I click on the graph, here we can see the bending moment. Now bending moment about z axis is how much? 20. Okay, and here we have our calculated bending moment is how much? See, 20 kilonewton meter, and here also it is 20 kilonewton meter. And this here force Fy, okay, Fy is 20 and 20. Here also we can see shear force at A point is 20 and at B point is also 20. So the shear forces as well as the bending moment we have compared with the manual calculation, and the software is showing the same values because we have given the total inputs as per the requirement. Okay, now in upcoming videos we will going to see more results, means continuous beam, portal frame. Okay, we are trying to connect the manual calculations with the STAAD Pro. Okay, so I request everyone, if you are really mm, getting benefits from such type of videos, and suppose you want to learn the STAAD Pro by taking like small problem statements, so please like and subscribe my channel. And one more thing, suppose you want to learn more things, so I have one WhatsApp group. Okay, so you can join that WhatsApp group. I will give link in the description box to join that WhatsApp group, where I am solving the problems. Okay, your problems. So whatever problems you are facing for doing the practice. Okay, so to solve that problem, I have prepared one WhatsApp group, so please join that group, subscribe my channel, and like this video. And if you have any query, you can type in the comment box. Thank you.